All right, folks, we are live. Just bear with me for a moment. We have a guest coming. I'm gonna play some studio music in the meantime while I'm back here. Ignore the children in the background. What's it, Reese?
What's going on? Hold on. Can you say something?
Oh, sorry. I have my little intro beat on. Can you hear me now?
Yep,
Can you
yep,
hear me now?
yep. I hear you.
Okay, let me just adjust my mic. I had my kids hit my glasses, man, and I could not drive them to school this morning, so they're
Oh
here.
wow.
So I was looking for my glasses for like 2 hours. So I was
Yes,
like, y'all ain't right.
man. Yeah, these kids these days, because Zen been doing a lot lately.
Yeah,
I don't even want to say
yeah.
something. She been doing.
I got my little I'm gonna just play this little clip for like 30 seconds. It's like just my little music. I forgot I have
Okay.
to change my banner. So this is StreamYards, by the way. And StreamYards is kind of cool because they actually remix your shorts for you and you
Oh
can
wow.
upload them anywhere. It's a new feature. I didn't even know they did that. So I
Oh
used
dope.
it yesterday and they're like, this one will go viral. And I'm like, what?
Ah,
So it was kind of cool.
that's dope.
Yeah, it was real dope.
Yeah, this would be my first time actually being on there using it, so I actually learned something from this.
Yeah, we don't usually get a lot of people like back in the day. Like it would go crazy. Like you have to go live a lot to get people would just be
Yeah.
strolling and then they're in your live. So it's not like TikTok where it's like a lot of people. So
Oh, that's all
it'll
good.
be cool the way.
But what I was about to say, do it actually like show up on YouTube, or do you actually got to like put it on?
Yeah, yeah, it's live on YouTube now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I've been doing I just realized I've been doing YouTube now for like 11 years and I should have just been
Wow.
consistent with it
Imagine
because I would
if.
have been further along. And I had like this one video, it was like 21,000 views. I was like, why didn't I not save
Wow.
that? Like,
Wow.
what was wrong with me?
Wow.
Like, why did I delete it? Because I got frustrated. Like, you don't get monetized until you have 1,000 subscribers. And I
Yeah.
just got frustrated that I was doing it for so many years and still didn't get to 1,000 subscribers. And I'm like, I show up, I'm here, I'm here. I'm like, forget this, and then I just delete it. But for good time's sakes, I'm gonna play my background music and then we'll start in like 30 seconds. We're just talking about, you know, survival mode and beyond, just kind of like a baby introduction to it and
Okay.
pretty much just a open chat about it.
Cool. Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so I'm gonna go to my thing. Just give me 1 second. All right, so far we got one person in the building. Welcome, welcome. Drop
We
a
like
comment. Let us know that you're here. I am here with my host and dear friend, Reese Bell, from the War Within community. Y'all, we're just here talking about. I keep forgetting where I put my camera at, so that's the when you stream. I was like, find your camera angle, and I'm always looking this way. So pretty much, we're talking about what it's like because a lot of people hear the term survival mode and they don't realize like survival mode is a spectrum of different things,
Correct.
like, and I was just thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, survival mode, I often think about hunger. I think about working a lot, that like just grinding your back against the wall. But
Yeah.
survival mode is also dealing with toxic relationships,
Oh, absolutely.
unhealthy family dynamics, and
Yeah.
just getting used to being talking to a certain way. Like say for example, I got a friend in my hood or whatever. His mama used to cuss at him and just slap him and his brothers in the face, like bam, like it was nothing, and everybody's like, oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
Hi. What's up? What's up, David? You so silly. He told some. That's David in the chat.
That was good, David. I don't even see the
Yes.
chat.
It's oh, you probably can't see it because I'm
Oh,
in
I
the
see it now.
studio
I see it.
space. Oh, you see
Yeah,
it?
I had to go
Okay.
to comments. I was on private chat.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Mhm.
Yeah. So pretty much like my friend would just get slapped in the face like crazy by his mom, and I could not stand this lady. And I'm like, she passed away and stuff, and I'm like, what is there to miss? She was a horrible person, but through that through his experience, there was something about her that he was comfortable with. The softness,
Right.
like you have to know who your relative is. And
Mhm.
even for myself, like my grandmother, she was a very rough woman. So her way of saying hello, I miss you, you knock on the door, hey grandma, what's up? Grandma is gonna choke you. The first time she opens that door, she's gonna choke you for real. And you're gonna be like, like you can't breathe. That was her way of affection, and like people in her family, they just choked each other. It was crazy, like all these old people choking each other with canes, hitting each other, like that was a way of life for them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
survival mode is so, it's such a spectrum. And I'm
Right.
gonna give like an analogy of this fish, and then we could just open up conversations from there.
Yeah.
So it's this ugly fish that's called an anglerfish. And I got this analogy from my daughter's father, and he was doing like a stream probably about 5 years ago, but it registered with me so deeply. He was saying the anglerfish is like one of the ocean's ugliest fish, pretty
Mhm.
much, right? And the anglerfish is all the way at the bottom. The anglerfish is shaped and morphed by the water, so it has all these ugly dents in it. It's used to pure darkness. It never sees the light or shallow water until it's ready to die. So
Wow.
it will float to surface, and then it's like, oh, I can see a little bit. It has like this light on the end of its face or whatever. So it's like the fish gets to kind of live out a beautiful life, I like to call it, and then they die shortly.
Mhm.
So I like to compare it to real life. We've been in a hard life, had to experience hard things, but but that time out of survival mode might be really brief. So you want to make plans, you want to get your finances in order. I wrote a song called Anglerfish about this particular fish,
Wow.
and this was like before I knew anything. And I'm in the song, and I'm in the studio, and I just went in, like, and I didn't write anything down, and I said, what you gonna do when you get out? Yeah, what you gonna do when you get out? Will you even survive? It's a new environment, yeah. Get ready for you. And then it's like, and then the song, the hook so goes, not everybody lucky, not everybody safe, not everybody broken, not everybody mad. Hold your own head, hold your own head. And it's like it was just an encouragement that
Mhm.
song came from that place. It's like leaving it where I'm from, leaving the projects where I'm from. I don't think I ever like truly thought about what I really wanted.
Mhm.
So I thought about days of having wealth, days of having peace, but I think I was so stressed out that I couldn't really dream,
That's real.
you know? So we
Yeah.
could just start from there.
Yeah, that was real. That's deep. One of the things that so I actually start learning and start talking about survival mode myself in like the last 2 years because I lived in survival mode my entire life, but I never knew exactly what it was. You know what I mean? Until I started like hearing about it. And then it was like certain things that, you know, that related to how I was. And then, I'm like, oh, let me keep looking into the survival mode thing. And it basically
Yeah,
was talking like one of the things is always reacting versus responding. That was one of the major things. And it was so many times where, if I felt threatened in any type of way, I always reacted. You know what I mean? I never thought about it. I never really, you know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
got into a lot of fights when I was younger, and I didn't care about consequences. Not that I didn't care about consequences. At the time, I didn't know how to pause, how to think about what's going on. You know, I mean, when you're in survival mode, you all about survival. So if I ever felt threatened, somebody ever stood in front of me and said something, if I felt like any type of tension, I thought you wanted to do something, and I always reacted. Now I don't learn how to respond, and that's really taking a step back to seeing like, yo, what's going on here? And now I know how to use my
mm,
words because back in the day, I never ever used my words. I was quiet, I was explosive, and
mm.
I ain't do the choking, but I knock you out so fast. You know what I mean? That's how I
Well,
move.
yeah, that's really powerful that you say that because it's like there's no there's no time to think, but there's time to react. Like very little. That's the only time you kind of feel something because it's like you're so numb. Like even in the medical field,
Mm,
um, they'll say like sometimes you'll have trauma to the nerves, and
mm,
it'll be layers and layers and layers and layers before a
yeah,
person could feel something.
word
So
for
they may not be able to feel nothing like or if the person's in pain, the doctor will like burn layer of the nerves off so that
wow,
person can have relief for like 3 to 6 months, and then they got to
wow.
come back in and do it again.
It's like peeling an onion.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
another
it just
thing,
hit me. It's like it's a spectrum. I'm like the survival mode is a spectrum. I was like it's so
yeah,
much more that like anything that stressed us out in that environment, all those components was survival mode.
yeah. And like me, I grew up in the hood as well. I didn't know anything but trauma, seeing violence, just a whole bunch of wild stuff that to me was normal. Once I went to the military
Yeah,
and experienced a different life, you know, um, I got into like a peaceful environment. And just to be honest, peace felt weird because like it was like I didn't know how to be calm. You know what I mean? I
right.
was with people at nighttime, we'll be walking around, I'm watching my back, and they asking me what's wrong with me. And I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with y'all? You know what I mean? Like, why y'all not
Mm,
on point? And they're like, where are you from? I'm like, no, where are you from? So
right.
a lot of times also I think that we live like day by day. You don't really know how to plan for a future. You don't, look at how to build. It's all about today. So
Yeah.
you really get stuck in survival mode because you ain't looking outside of how am I going to make it through today. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And that's kind of crazy. It's like I'm like, did I ever think about turning 30 when I was stuck in survival? Did I even think about 50? People
For
were
real.
happy if you made it to 16. Like
Damn.
like where we came from, so many were slain by
Yeah.
bullets and stuff and did not make it. Even the smallest children, 5 years old, get hit by a bullet outside
Yeah.
playing. And
Yeah.
then if they were in the streets, they're 13, 14, 15, then it's dead
And
on
exactly.
that 16 number. But what you call it? I got some little notes, but I think it's powerful just slowing it down, thinking about what you're saying,
Hmm.
experiencing paranoia in the
Oh.
environment of peace. So I was
Hmm.
like, man, so that paranoia is loud.
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
when you're in peace. And it's like, and if you don't know how to identify what you're feeling or express what you're feeling, it could be a very scary place for a person,
Oh,
and
yeah.
probably just and lots of anxiety, tension in the body,
Hmm.
tense all the time. You got a bed to lay in before you may have not had a bed, you know. So
Yeah.
now you finally got a bed and you don't even rest in it because like
For
some
real.
nights I go to sleep like this, like I've literally go to bed like this. Go sit down, dear. My daughter is always doing something.
You,
Oh,
you know another thing that's
don't.
crazy? I don't remember like huge seasons of my life. It's like years or like certain things that I don't remember during like those. Like, it's so many people got to tell me certain things that happen, and then once they tell me, I can remember, and I'd be like, or sometimes I don't remember. But I think my brain or my mind is like try to protect me from remembering certain traumas and stuff like that. But certain people say
Yeah.
certain things to me, and then they'll be like so happy to talk about it, and then in my mind, I'm like, shoot, I don't even remember, or I'll be like, man, that's that night I blacked out. And
Mhm.
certain times I like to drink a lot at that time,
Yeah.
but it's times where I didn't even drink and I blacked out. Like if I got into like a fight or something, and I don't remember what happened during the fight. Only thing I remember is like
Yeah.
after me walking off after I'm done. You know what I mean? After
Yeah. And that's that psychology that they do talk about, like where you're that sacred part of you, your body shields you. They're like, okay, this is enough, or this
yeah,
is enough. That's gonna break. It's gonna shut everybody down. So we have to guard this part of the person, and your
mhm,
body has its own defense system. Just like if we had a germ or if we had a virus in our body, the
yeah.
body protects that inner, let's call it the inner child, that
Oh
that
yeah, I like
innocent
that.
that pure part of you. So
Yeah,
through that protection, say for example, the trauma happened and then the body responded, or once the point of entry happened and the enemy's inside, just look at it like a virus. The enemy's
hmm,
inside, it broke camp, so it alert defense.
mm,
Because that's pretty much how the body works. It's like we have this layer of protection, but then our body was like, there's elements out there we're not
yeah,
really ready yet until it happens, until that impact happens, until it enters you, then it's game on. So
yeah,
by then a lot of damage could have already occurred, so the body protects itself to shield that inner child. But in doing so, you deformed, you might have split your brain, probably split in like 16 different places, or maybe
right,
16,000 places,
mm,
creating mental health issues, creating trauma, different types of trauma responses. And
right,
this is just figurative speech, but that's just how I view it. It's like you might end up having a whole different type of personality because your body had to twist the foot and put it on the head,
yeah,
or my knee had to protect my heart, or I had to do some stuff that was not, what do they call it? It's a certain word. They had to do something that's not orthodox, pretty much, right?
yeah,
So it's really, it's like we have to give ourselves as people much more kindness,
yeah,
much more
grace,
grace. And
yeah,
then it's like you have to slow it down sometimes and be like, you've been through a lot.
yeah,
You you need to be careful how you talk to yourself, or you need to like stop being so hard on yourself. Not
man,
only are you a
that's a good one.
survivor, but you are a warrior.
And an
You know what I
overcomer,
mean?
yeah,
Like you,
yeah,
a overcomer, a
mhm,
trailblazer. Like
yeah,
you're living a life that many people where you come from don't even get the chance to experience. Like we got people that's never been on a bus ride
mm,
outside of Miami,
oh,
like they never been to Key West. Some people from the hood never been to the beach.
no, man,
I'm like, you
listen,
live
people,
in paradise.
it's certain people like where I'm from ain't been out the city, ain't been out the state, and not like that.
Right.
But I remember when I used to be scared to leave like my hood, and just to be honest, where I lived at was probably one of the most dangerous places I could be at the time. But I was scared of everything on the outside because at least I knew what I was dealing with in the hood. And looking at it
Yeah,
now, it's crazy because I still look at a lot of friends and family that don't want to leave. But now I understand what they going through. So that's why I don't judge anybody because I just was able to get out of it. So just because I got out of it, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm just like, man, I just had to really get to that point where I'm like, I need something different. And everybody gotta,
right,
everybody on their own journey. So most people gotta
right.
either push through what they're going through or they just gonna just let life happen to them. And I wasn't with letting life happen to me because I seen too much. I mean, I already know where that ended up at.
Right. And it's kind of like just I was like kind of like in a meditative state. I've been doing a lot of mindful meditation
Oh
lately in
yeah,
therapy.
that
And I'm
helps. Yeah.
like, man, my therapist, her voice get on my nerves. I'd be like, ooh, I can't stand how this lady talk. But that's the reality of therapy. And you'd be like, some certain things be like, oh my God, this get on my nerves. But I took the concept of what she was trying to teach me. So she'll say, close your eyes. Like, let's do a little
Mhm.
exercise. Let's do a little exercise right now. She'll
Come
say,
on with it.
Close your eyes. Imagine that you're at a pond of stillness and there's lily pads, there's dragonflies, there's calm blue jays flying in the sky. Open up your hands and stretch them out. See that right there?
It's crazy.
Just
That
like
was so
that.
relaxing. Yeah, I want to say something too because I was in mindfulness even recently. I just did an intense mindfulness program. But I want to say when I first got out the military, dealing with my PTSD and stuff, they like put me in some mindfulness training. Right when I first, I I told these people, man, it's stupid shit. Why? Like I thought it was so stupid. Like they in here talking quietly. I'm like, bitch, I'm going through so much crazy stuff in my mind, and y'all want to
Hmm.
talk about breathe. I know how to breathe, but
Uh-huh.
I like as years went by, I kept trying it over and over again, but I was more open to it. But then I seen how it helped. But I'm like, yeah, I remember that first time, and I told the lady, like last week because I had ended my 6 week session. I told her, I said, when I first started this, I thought this was so stupid. And then she was like,
Right.
thank you for, I told her more, but I'm like, she was like, thank you for telling me that and being real. I said, no, I just wanted somebody else to hear that just in case they thinking the same thing. Because some people been out the military on the call for a while, and some people also just got out. So I was like, give it a chance.
Right.
I know this stuff may be different. You know what I mean? I said, but give it a chance because it does help.
Yeah, it's gonna be corny. It's gonna look very foreign. Like, and
Mm,
another activity that I've been doing is like, say you see my hand, right?
mm,
You're gonna inhale. When you get to the tip, you're gonna exhale. So
mm,
inhale,
mm.
exhale,
Oh,
inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. You see how it's helping? So
yeah.
imagine we be so
That's
stressed
dope.
out internally every day when things you're in a different environment, you're in peace and you still tense.
Mhm.
And I kept telling myself like, and you wonder why you got high blood pressure, and you wonder why you have anxiety, you wonder why you have all these other issues, because you're not allowing yourself to rest. You're
Word.
not allowing yourself to enjoy the fact that you made it out. You're not allowing yourself to relax. Like, it is not normal to be that fucking stressed out
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
goddamn time.
But
Like who wants to live like that?
yeah, I want to say that's one of like the signs of survival mode, just always feeling busy but never progressing. You know what I mean? Like you
Mhm.
always moving, you always busy. You feel like you doing so much. You're like, man, I work every single day. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
just worrying about bills, you're worrying about the next problem, you're worrying about buying stuff that give you this, adrenaline. It could be alcohol, it could be, something that you don't need. That's all
Yeah.
survival mode. And you really gotta try to see how do you build? Because building is the only thing that help you move forward. Surviving gets you through the day. Building helps you move forward. And when you're in survival mode, you don't build. You know what I mean? It's always, oh yeah, man, let me go get another job. I already got one. Let me get another one. Oh, I got these. It's just, you know what I mean?
You
And
need
people,
10. Look, you need 10 jobs. You're telling your
yeah,
brain, I need like 5 more
uh-huh,
jobs. I don't know how I'm gonna split me in 5, but we're gonna get 5
yeah.
jobs. Man.
And then you start things and you don't finish it. It's another sign of survival mode. You just start things, then you hop on the next thing. And then, sometimes you might get to the next one. You hop on the next thing, never finishing nothing. But you feel like, hey man, yeah,
Wow.
I did this, I did that, I did. Never even seen if something actually works. Sometimes we move from something so fast and we think, oh yeah, I tried that already, it ain't work. Nah, it will work if you
Right.
actually do it long enough. If you actually,
Man.
tried hard enough
So
and
you
kept.
got so Reese is dropping some.
You on mute? I can't hear you. I still don't hear you. Is it me? I still can't hear you. Let's see if it's me. That ain't me. I don't hear you. Can you hear me though? Shake your head if you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you
Oh,
now.
all right, cool.
I
Yeah, you had said Reese dropped
I
some
had to
gems.
unplug my Yeah, sometimes StreamYard gets a little janky from time to time. So it's
Oh,
like
okay.
you could test your equipment. You can test
Yeah,
your equipment the day before. Something always go wrong when you go live.
yeah,
Every single time. It's like sometimes you'll have an extra echo back there and everything, or an extra person in the studio. But
yeah.
with this particular platform, you can bring up like 20, 30 people at the same time.
Oh, nice.
And that's just on the free version.
Yeah,
But I think you're dropping some serious gems. Like you said, in survival mode, you don't have time to build nothing. So let me ask you, through building, exiting survival mode is the survival mode. We learned today that the survival mode alone is a spectrum.
mm,
It's different things, different scenarios, different circumstances that happen within it.
right.
Then you escape survival mode, you exit a very dangerous environment, then you enter a new environment. And when
Right.
you're in that new environment, which is more peaceful, you experience paranoia,
Mm,
anxiety, the need to fill up space and time.
yep.
Peace feels like punishment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Breathing feels like a crime.
Right.
Like reducing muscle tension feels like, why do I, like, you feel like you're doing something wrong if you relax.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, what you're saying is really powerful. And it's like when a wise person is around you and when somebody's talking, it's kind of hard for me to let it go, because I was like,
Yeah.
bring that back. That's
Yeah.
a
Right.
nugget. Bring it back.
Right.
and
Now, I
and I was like,
appreciate
he said you cannot build when you're in survival mode. And now my question for you is, what happens when you build?
when you build, you actually step out of like just surviving, and now you able to thrive and live. You know what I mean? Because when you surviving, you just living for the day. But when you building, you're actually living. You know what I mean? You're not worried about like just the day. You're worried about the future. Some people can't
Mhm.
think of a future, like you said earlier. We ain't think about making it past 16. You know what I mean? Because we was in survival. You know what I mean? I used to didn't think
Yeah.
about the future because every day was a struggle to live. So when you step out of
Okay.
survival mode, now you can start planning. You can start talking about, you know, things that you want to do, that you always wanted to do, building a family. I mean, talk about those conversations, having, just building a business. You know what I mean? All of that. You know what I mean? You don't think about that stuff when you're in survival mode. You know, because you think
Yeah,
about
that's part.
okay, you good.
Yeah.
I want to say you think about fast money, you think about quick money, you know what I mean, instead of building.
Mhm.
So, you know, back in the
Okay.
day, I did my thing with illegal stuff, you know what I mean, drugs and stuff like that, like selling it. But I needed fast money. Hey, pretty girl.
Say hi. Say
Hey.
hi, dear.
Yeah.
Sound like she
Yeah.
almost said your name because she's spelling her name right now.
Oh, dope.
So she can count the 10. So I've
Wow.
been pushing her a little bit harder. She can count the 10. She's doing the colors, and she's spelling her name right now too, and she can
That's
say
dope.
her first name and her middle name.
Wow. I had called
Yeah.
Zen today trying to brush her own teeth because before she go to sleep, we got this little finger toothbrush and we brush her teeth. So
Oh, that's
today
good.
she walked in the living room and she had it on her finger and she like we were just laughing like, yeah, where
Yes.
you get that from? How you even go get that? Where did you find that at? That's so funny.
And I like what you said. It's like so it's like you get to plan for a future, you get to build a future, you get to think about things, do things that you always probably wanted to do. Get your tail out of here,
Or
Jeremiah.
things that you thought that
But
wasn't even possible. You know what I mean? Because
mhm,
back in the day, I used to like see stuff like people happy and people with big houses, and I'm like, man, that's only on TV. Didn't even think it was
right,
possible. You know what I mean? So yeah,
right,
now you can actually know that things is possible instead of just thinking that you're trapped. Because when you're in survival mode, you're trapped in a certain way that you think. You know what I mean? Everything is in a box. So now when I say like, when you get out, you're free. You can do more. Everything opens up. The world is different. You know what I mean? And you don't want to go
right.
back to survival because survival.
Yeah,
I
you
look at
don't ever want to go back.
yo, that's a crazy way of living, but it's like that was my whole life. I know you relate to it as well. So yeah,
It's all right.
always mentally
Put it
drained.
back.
And
But yeah,
and then
we'll leave
yeah.
that. Yeah, we'll leave that as this what we talked about today. We'll leave it as like an introductory blueprint, pretty much.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, this was dope though. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I never had a conversation about survival mode or just because people don't talk about it. We just
Yeah,
surviving. We don't even know that was the thing. I never knew I was even in it.
right,
Until you step
right.
out.
My
So
dear, you gotta hush up. So I was also thinking about hey, hey, hush up. So I was thinking about like this girl just do the most when I'm like anytime I'm trying to record anything, like forget it.
yeah.
Sailor, please, honey, come here. Here, hold my hand. See, you can hold my hand. Okay. So I was gonna say like pretty much like the value of what you're doing, like the community that you build. I saw like a clip with what of the this week's meetup or
Okay.
whatnot,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, to be able to cry or just let your guard down just a little bit around a group of strangers and people that you don't know is freeing, and
Yeah.
that the need for community is so much bigger than what we think because of social media and how it's normal now to interact with people online and in front of a screen.
Yeah.
You have to realize that what you're doing is so powerful because you're probably the only outlet people have.
Yeah, that's
You
real.
know,
Like the other day, somebody, he had a situation and he wanted to be a dad, and I guess they lost the baby and stuff. And he also from where I'm from. But the thing is, he was in so much pain, you know what I mean? And just him being there on a call, he felt so good when he got off because he was able just to talk about what he was going through and also just have a place just to be real. It's like you always got to pretend when you in survival mode because most people who act like they tough, act like they don't care, a lot of times they care the most. They just don't know
right?
how to, they can't trust nobody. You know what I mean? So I know how it is. So that's why I'm really just trying to just create a space where people can just be themselves, let their guard down. Like I know, I know how it is. So I don't see places like this. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I put myself on the line and put myself in uncomfortable positions. And just to be honest, a couple years ago, I wasn't even able to get on a Zoom call and show my face. You know what I mean? I was
Right.
so in a dark place and being a whole alcoholic. I was in the same place. So now everything
Right.
that I learned over the years, I'm just trying to use that as experience just to help somebody. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's so valuable because I was thinking about it too. And I'm like, who can I say is like really a friend in my life? Like, who, because you already know my mess. Like, I have such a messed up, I have no safe space to lay my head and call
Yeah.
family, like, period. And then I was like, man, but who are my friends? And I'm like, oh man, I didn't do so well keeping in touch with a lot of people. And like I kept withdrawing from people, but I didn't know that I was, experiencing mental health stuff. I didn't know that I was going through something,
Hmm.
mentally, or just reacting. It can even apply to people who don't have mental health illness. It could be you're just reacting, you're processing all the stuff that's happened to you, and
Yeah.
your body's finally at a place of, whoo, I can, like, to know the
Woosah.
pressure that the brain is under, like, just every day, and just having a moment like, oh my God, for 20 years, for 30 years, I've
Yeah.
been, ooh, and I have a moment. So you're doing weird
Mhm.
things where you don't want to talk to humans, you don't want to
Facts.
see
Oh
people,
man,
you,
I
you know,
isolated for years, and it was I didn't even I was home for 2 years, and nobody even know that I was home because I was isolating
hmm
myself. And if somebody was to happen, because I wear hoodies out, you know what I mean, make sure people ain't see my face. Or just say, for example, if somebody did see me, they say, "Hey Reese, man, what you doing home?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm on leave." You know what I mean? I fly out tomorrow. You know what I mean? I was letting people know I was on leave. I didn't want people to know that I was home.
yeah, that's what happened to
Also,
me. Like, I went home and I didn't tell nobody I was there. I flew
mhm,
in to Miami and I left. And I left for like a week later because I was like, they was like, you were in town and you didn't say hi to nobody. I'm like,
yeah,
no.
man, nope. And it's like you overthink so much when you're in survival mode. You know what I mean? And sometimes everybody, I look at people and I'm thinking everybody against me. I'm thinking
Yeah.
everybody's against me, and that's why it was a reason I would always like act out. I'm thinking like, you know what I mean? People looking at me, and if you say something, I gotta attack you. It's like, it was just crazy, man. It was so crazy, you know. So it's easy to stay in your comfort zone opposed to like taking risks.
Wait. Push it, push it. Hold on. Hold on, my dear. On my porch. The beauty. Yeah, the beauty of trying to go live with a toddler. Like, I
Nah,
am
I
very
know how it
brave.
is. Yeah, and Zen shit, we try to put her to sleep. She back there yelling too.
Yeah, I was like, what was I thinking? And I tried, and at at the school, I'm like, how do y'all do it? She don't listen to me. I try to put her to sleep. She don't even listen to me.
Somebody said yesterday, "Hey, yeah, Reese, you having another one?" I'm like, "Why is y'all trying to keep putting babies on me?" No, this is it right now. I'm good. Trying to make it through
Oh
this one.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the other thing too. It's like, being in survival mode and allowing yourself to process, to dream, to build,
yeah,
to create stability for your future.
yeah,
You have to, like, adjust, like how you said, one time in your community, you and your wife come from two different worlds. So
mhm,
if you meet someone who comes from what I say the origin of peace,
yeah,
if they come from an
mhm,
origin of peace and you come from roots of chaos, it's a
yeah,
little bit of adjusting. And then
yeah,
there's some people who who are with other people who have also come from survival mode, like two traumatic backgrounds or two people who are trying to figure it out and just be positive.
But you know what happened a lot of times when two people in survival mode meet? They trauma bond. And that's what I did most of my life. You know what I mean? I meet people, and just to be honest, they understood me. So it used to be like, yo, let's go get a drink. Let's go to the bottle. Let's go chill. We just talking about all this trauma that we all been through. And just to be honest, man, sometimes it just made it worse. But not knowing that it was worse, it was just, yo, let's drink some more. You want me to go get another bottle? You know what I mean? That's how it was. And that wasn't wasn't the right.
Stop right there. Stop right there. So you're saying that when you meet someone who also who also comes from survival mode, you end up trauma bonding. So you end up escaping through let's say activities of self-harm.
Yeah, self-destruction.
You self-destruct instead of building.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's like you learn how to react emotionally instead of like thinking. You know what I mean? So man, like I didn't feel safe around like people who I grew up around. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was like scared. I was aware. You know what I mean? So I wasn't really chilling with a whole bunch of like men and stuff like that. I was around women because that's where I could like be calm, like more calm. You know, so I had a lot of female friends, and you know, and then I had the street life too. You know, it was just weird, but I always felt safer around women. I had a lot of women friends. Yeah. My wife done brought me some good. Yeah. You're on mute. I don't know if you were talking or not.
I had to get her because she was screaming. I didn't want that to be on the recording. But yeah, we'll wrap it up in a couple minutes, but like give it like 3 minutes. But this was a really amazing segment, and I thank you for your time, Reese. I know you're a busy person, and building such a beautiful community to help people.
Thank you. No, this was something that was different. You know what I mean? I never really talked about this. It felt good just being able to, you know what I mean, just to say certain things like this, because this will probably help somebody. Somebody will see this and it will connect with what they got going on. And yeah. Thank you for having me.
And just imagine like if we're adding components in the future, yoga,
yeah,
mindfulness meditation, tea, yeah, financial literacy, and community. Can you imagine?
Word. For real. This was dope.
Yeah, so it was nice. So I think thanks for your time, and we'll probably do it again one day. Baby,
all right,
free.
Cool. Just let me know. You know I'm always here. All right. You have a good one.
All right.
All right.
You too. Peace. Thanks. Okay,